Welcome to the show. Today we're diving into Microsoft's recent revelations about gaming strategy. Satya Nadella's comments are stirring quite a buzz, and there's a lot to unpack about Xbox's competition and the future of gaming.
Absolutely. It's fascinating to see Nadella lay out that the real competition isn't other consoles, but, well, short form video like TikTok.
Right. It's like it's like he's saying that uh, the challenge for gaming isn't really traditional rivals. Instead, it's those bite-sized content platforms, and that's a pretty bold statement.
Yeah, right. He even echoed Xbox leadership's earlier comments. And when you think about it, the impact of TikTok, its billions of views, it's definitely making waves in how we consume media.
Exactly. And what I find really interesting is how Nadella ties this into Microsoft's broader vision. He doesn't just brush off TikTok as a fleeting trend. He suggests that gaming has to compete for our attention not just with other gaming platforms, but with any form of
Hmm?
interactive media. Like the way our habits are shifting.
Right. And speaking of shifting, Nadella also highlighted that the biggest gaming business is gaming on Windows. That was a big takeaway.
Yes, that's a crucial point. It's like Microsoft is pinning a lot of its future on the idea that the PC, particularly Windows, is the powerhouse of gaming. And with Steam and that massive market they built, it really shows where the attention is.
Sure, but don't you think it's a bit of a stretch to say that the gaming industry's real competition is short form video? I mean, we have such a passionate community around traditional gaming.
I see your point, but think about it. We're in an era where attention is, the currency. And if gamers are spending more of their time scrolling TikTok than playing games, then, well, that shifts the paradigm.
Yeah,
It's
true.
all about engagement.
That engagement factor is huge. And Nadella's vision for the next Xbox also plays into that. He mentioned bringing the console closer to the Windows ecosystem, right?
Right. The next gen Xbox is essentially going to be a hybrid system. It'll be like a PC gaming device that bridges the gap between traditional consoles and PC gaming infrastructures. And that's pretty exciting.
Yes, it means gamers might not be so divided between platforms anymore. It's a future where the console, the PC, they kind of meld together.
Exactly. And think about this. Microsoft's gaming strategy seems to be a bit like the evolution we saw with Office transitioning from a standalone product to an integrated platform. It's all about being everywhere,
Mhm.
reaching every gamer.
So essentially, Microsoft wants the gaming experience to be omnipresent. Whether it's cloud gaming, mobile, or traditional systems, the idea is to be accessible no matter where you are.
Right on. It's a holistic view. They want the game to be enjoyed by gamers everywhere, regardless of the device or the platform they're on. And that also means um, rethinking distribution channels and economic models.
Yeah, and that's where innovation comes in. It's not just about hardware anymore, right? It's about the way games are delivered and interacted with.
Exactly. And Nadella was clear about updating the conventional wisdom around consoles and PCs. He mentioned that the console was originally built to be a better PC for gaming. It's innovative, it's a bit counterintuitive, merging the two worlds.
That's quite a perspective. However, I wonder if merging these experiences might dilute the specialized experiences consoles are known for. Aren't consoles celebrated for performance and a unique gaming culture?
Yeah, that's a good point, and it's a fair critique. But Nadella did acknowledge that consoles deliver an unparalleled experience when it comes to performance. The idea seems to be that they can have the best of both worlds, the openness of PC gaming and the immersive power of
Mhm.
consoles. It does sound like a balancing act.
So it's like an evolution of the gaming ecosystem. You could say it's a sort of convergence of platforms where boundaries blur.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting is the idea that gaming's competition might actually be the entire ecosystem of interactive media. Imagine games that interact with, say, short videos or even new formats we haven't thought of yet.
It reminds me of when streaming services first began to change how we consume TV. gamers might soon experience something similar, where the lines between different media forms become even more blurred.
Exactly. Nadella even hinted that there might be new interactive experiences born from this cross-pollination, sort of like new content formats that we haven't fully conceptualized yet, funded by those improved margins from innovative business models.
And speaking of margins, he stressed the importance of good margins in funding innovation. That's a really business centric perspective, don't you think?
Absolutely. Good margins mean you can invest in next-gen technologies, stronger hardware, better cloud services, and so on. It's like reinvesting the profits to push the experience ever
That's
further.
right.
And it can drive the whole industry forward.
It sounds a bit like a virtuous cycle: better hardware, more immersive experiences, and then more revenue to fuel even further innovation.
Exactly. And Microsoft seems intent on setting up that cycle. They're grabbing opportunities across consoles, PCs, and cloud, ensuring that they're not left behind, regardless of how gamers choose to engage.
Yeah, and the hybrid approach really stands out. The next Xbox as a hybrid system capable of playing PC games from various stores could really redefine competition.
Absolutely. And it's kind of like how smartphones integrated so many different functionalities over time. The next Xbox might not just be a console, but rather a multi-purpose gaming hub, almost like the Swiss Army knife of gaming.
That's a neat analogy, but I do wonder, do you think this shift could cause some friction with traditional PC gamers who might prefer the established ecosystem of Steam?
That's a valid concern. However, Nadella did mention that the Windows gaming business is enormous, and that platforms like Steam have built successful marketplaces. It might just push Microsoft to create even better integration and user experience.
So, in a way, it's a win-win scenario. Gamers get more options and possibly better performance regardless of the platform they choose.
Exactly. And looking at it from a broader perspective, this isn't about pitting consoles against PCs, but rather about evolving the entire gaming ecosystem to stay ahead. The innovation
Right.
is key.
And with the pivot towards thinking of TikTok as a competitor, it really challenges the entire industry. Not just in hardware or software, but also on how we conceive of gaming itself as an interactive medium.
Exactly. It's a fresh perspective, and it pushes traditional notions of competition aside in favor of a more dynamic view. It's like, if you don't innovate in how you deliver content, you risk losing your audience to those short-form interactive experiences.
That kind of disruption forces every player in the market to up their game, pun intended.
Chuckles. Exactly. And it also raises the bar for what we consider as interactive media. It's not just about playing games anymore. It's about creating an ecosystem where every form of media competes for and ideally wins our attention.
It's definitely an exciting time. I mean, we're witnessing a shift that could redefine not only gaming but how we engage with digital content on a fundamental level.
Absolutely. With Microsoft at the forefront of blending these worlds, it'll be fascinating to see how quickly the industry adapts. There's a lot riding on how well they integrate both the PC and console experiences into one seamless, engaging
Yep.
experience. It really could be a game changer.
Well, that wraps up our chat for today. It's clear that innovation, integration, and rethinking traditional competition are the keys to shaping the future of gaming.
Definitely. Thanks for joining in this energetic discussion. There's so much to be excited about in the evolving world of gaming and content innovation.
Looking forward to seeing where these radical ideas lead us next. Until next time.